Welcome to the channel. My name's Glaff. This is the Kaldheim Commander Brawl series, number 12 of 36, no, 13 of 36. We're doing Inga Rune-Eyes, mono blue. This is probably the most difficult commander, or second most, depending on how Morita goes. Inga is a 4 to cast 3/3. She scries for 3 when she enters play, and draws 3 cards if 3 or more creatures die this turn. To get that ability to work, basically what she's good for is dying, I suppose, and then being recast and dying again. We want to, if she's going to die, maybe we chump block, maybe we attack in. We want to have her die with a couple of creatures like Cloudkin Seer, maybe some fairies from Stolen by Fae, maybe get a card from Solemn Simulacrum, stuff like that. We've got a lot of card draw with her and with other things in the deck, so I thought the best way to go would probably be to take advantage of that and use the Midnight Clock with something like Teferi's Tutelage, Ominous Seas, Sea Dasher Octopus to get some cards, go in with Nadir Kraken, get some extra 1/1s that can chomp in with Inga, and that gives us the ability to draw lots of cards and get into our counters, cast spells on their turn, valuing up to the end game using our top of board here with some big creatures and big spells. Let's see how it plays out. I've tried quite a few games. I've been tuning it. I'm not sure that this is the final form, but I think it's a pretty good start. Okay, against Valky. I've never seen anybody else using Inga Rune-Eyes, so I wonder what the algorithm is thinking at this moment. Valky seems like a pretty strong commander to be matching up against Inga, but I've been winning against certain decks like this. I've played once against Valky, and I did win that one, so we'll see. Start the start the milling. There are plenty of lower casting cost cards in the deck, so feel free. Interesting, good. Feel free to mulligan for them. I think that might have been a fine thing to do right there. I kept, because we had Replicating Ring and we have a draw card. So in general, if you see a little bit of card draw and a little bit of ramp, I figured that it would be better to keep that than to try for more. Well, we need 4 mana to go up against that. He only has 1 snow coverage, so he needs 3, so he'll have a little, there'll be a chance to should we just put Inga down? Cloudkin Seer. Let's just start with Inga. If we draw a land next turn, then we can Replicating Ring. Okay. I think Unsummon is good. Fabled Passage. Maybe just keep the land coming. We will be able to draw with the Cloudkin Seer, so we'll draw into some of that. Fabled Passage mills for 6. Gets us a land, thins the deck. Unsummon starts over whatever he tries to do. Well, I guess this is so far out that it's rough. worth it. I think I'm holding on too much to that plan. Maybe they thought they had more snow. Yeah, looks like it. Well, that is rough. Don't worry, it wouldn't have worked anyway. I was going to take him, but now I don't have to, so all good. So at this point, a board wipe, well, the right board wipe. Here. 5. Let's see. So that works, right? 5, 4, 3, 2. 3 less to cast, so yeah, I need to spend for 2 on that. Generally, you take their commander with Lullaby, but since they're, I mean, Valky is a deck that I'm working on, and you almost always want to just go for Tibble. So if they know that, then they're probably not going to cast him as a creature, which would be weird to take with Little Mage anyway. So obviously, you want to just take their most value creature. Fights another target creature. So having this, let's see, not going to be able to use it, but neither can they, right? Exiles. Probably should have foretold it right there. Why do they want to do that on my turn, on my upkeep? Into the story, we hope to have something like Teferi's tutelage out, but would I rather scry? I think so. Playing Inga right now doesn't give that much value. Ascendant Spirit at the end of their turn. It's a pretty good value play. I've been surprised at how many games just are ended with a big Ascendant Spirit. So she's mostly for hand shaping in a game like this, and she didn't do that bad. If you remember earlier, there were some good things going on with her. So I think we steal. Stolen by Faye, and we still have enough to power her up to a 4. Let's see, 6. We need 7 to be able to get up to lethal, so that's not a play. Could play this as a really good next turn play. This just kills the Sky Scanner. So, for 4. I think that's good for lethal next turn. So we still do 4-2 on this turn. Powering that up could have worked. I like that play better because it definitely stops them from drawing cards. They're not going to be able to sacrifice it themselves. We get 4 1/1s, which are much harder to kill. Didn't see any board wipes. So. Not bad. I love to see an Ascendant Spirit in the first hand, but well, then again, we do have these. Maybe we just play the long, careful game for a little bit until we get the land. Hopefully that'll work. Essence Scatter on 4, or Disdainful Stroke, I suppose. Probably Essence Scatter next turn. That's rough. Maybe here, since we're so low on castable cards. Yeah, that free mulligan would have been the play that game. We're gonna have trouble now. This would have been a perfect Essence Scatter target. Attack in, see if they take the bait. They won't. Can still pump it next turn if we don't find a good target for the Essence Scatter. Maybe Disdainful Stroke. Yes. I don't understand what happened there. Can't be countered. I never even read that part. Okay. How funny. Oh my god. So that, they still draw mega cards. They don't have the indestructible, or they only have it once. So it's not ideal. But so 3 cards for them this turn. Maybe just jumping out of this game would be the correct play here, I think. Not keeping a hand like this, especially against Toski. I mean, as I said in the first game, you want some ramp, some card draw. We didn't have anything, so it was pretty funny thing to keep. Okay, that's good here, but we don't have anything in the graveyard. We can't use it. Drawing the second card. We just need land. Yeah, usually I wouldn't do this, but this is going to be a bad game for obvious reasons. So let's go find a better one where I can show you how the deck works better. We'd still count this as a defeat, but I think it would have went a lot better if I mulliganed. So pretty sad that Toski draws better than most blue decks, even one that's designed to draw. But really, if you've been seeing the recent trend with him, he does. Okay, it's pretty good. It's a little heavy on ramp, but maybe that'll be okay, depending on what we draw. Lots of opportunity here. Are they a lantern player or are they a sacrifice player? Right. Both sacrifice, but you know what I mean. Let's just start off here. I guess we'll have to skip the ring for a little while. We don't necessarily need it yet. I like to get it down as soon as possible, even more than other mana rocks. Suppose we're already up to 5, so we don't necessarily need that right now. But if our win condition is going to be milling, which it may be, that works out pretty often with the deck, then we want to start right away. And there's our extra land. Worked out fine. Let's just get that down now. It's tempting to go Inga for the scry. Oh. Okay. Maybe the unsummon. I guess. Don't like it, but. Now I suppose we'll have to. Up to 9, got the lull mage, so that's good. Let's see, can we do 2, 3, then we have 4 left. This is 4 to cast, so that's good. We'll do that, lull mage domination and rankle, but that makes us miss the great shark on Turgid, unfortunately. So we could replicating Remy into Inga. That's a pretty tough call. I think I'm just going to do that. We can still take the Turgid. Interesting. When are we going to be doing a big draw? Oh, not absolutely sure about that, but I think it's okay. I'll sacrifice the Inga so that they can't just take it. I don't want them to have a Solemn Simulacrum. Do get whatever we give up, so let's give up something they can't just take. I think that fairly well foils their plan. Unfortunately, we didn't kill enough things. Down to 32. Let's see if they scoop. Is this one for 5? Yeah. I'm going to seize Alrund's Epiphany next turn. The problem here is if they have something like Turgid's Shadow, make me sacrifice 2 creatures, then They'll just get their trigger back. On the plus side, it's going to cost them 7 to cast, and they're only at 5 currently. And he'll give up the rankle to get the Turgid back. 4, 5, 6, maybe probably next turn be able to cast it again, but that'll be okay. I will Allrun's Epiphany and then Voracious Great Shark. So I will have to give up this island. 4, 5, 6, 7, so I still have enough even after discarding. Oops, I didn't even read the card. Oh, that is painful. Says it many damages, deals combat damage. But we'll get rid of this now. Ooh, nice. I think that's take action to sacrifice, yeah. Okay. One card. Seagate Restoration. That's unfortunate. Attacking with the Faceless or the Quelling Baron doesn't do much though, so 0. See if we can get some card draw. Eventually. At least this builds us a board. Midnight Clock is probably too slow. Not enough mana though to start taking advantage of it. Maybe we can pump it up real quick. It is a game ender, so start with that. Draw 3 cards next turn. Eventually these will start to do some work for us if we can last just a little bit longer. Ouch. Not horrible, but obviously not what we're looking for. So if they make us discard again this turn, that's going to be rough, but otherwise 5, 6, 7, we can return it back to their hand and have this little board. Looking more to build these up though, maybe, right? So maybe that is the proper discard. Returning it to their hand does stop them for a turn. We're not really trying to kill them. Oh, I gave the... Yeah, I should have done Stolen by Fate. if the replicating ring ever goes off. Give them a chance now. Yes. We get pretty much an instant midnight clock if the replicating ring goes off. This is almost to its 8, so we might end up doing a damage win here. You really want to decide, do I sacrifice the Nadir Kraken to kill an Inga that they can just recast? No. That's probably the better choice. I was kind of counting on that because I assume that I'm going to want to block and get 2 of these killed eventually. And that tentacle tax. Yeah, maybe just not. I can't do that very much. Sacrifice a permanent, non-land permanent. So far away. So if I had Inga open and this attack happened, this would be really good news. Okay. There you go. And they might have a way to bring this thing back, and that would be ideal, but hopefully we'll be clearing the hand out this turn. So. Oh, good. On the 12. Suppose we'll pump the midnight clock rather than the crawling barons for damage. Hold open all the threats for blocking. And so if he makes us kill 3 things this turn, she would attack first so that I could choose the method by which I want them to die. But this draws us 3 cards, which is 2, 4, 6. Hold him back a little bit from wanting to use it again or attack. It's 4 cards, 8. I can draw 2 more cards before they kill us. I don't see how. Gives us an ominous seize action. Oops. Agreed. Ouch. Okay, that means 2 cards. Yeah, maybe just putting the Faceless Haven in front of this tentacle would have been better. Do I save it for their next turn? Well, we'll see, I suppose. Let's activate in case what we want to attack with it. No, that's not going to happen. Let's see, so I draw 2 cards. Or no, I mill to 3 and draw a card. So they're down to 1. Just need to last 1 more turn here. Oh. Okay. Guess they didn't like to have me thinking about it. Patrick from HR, Human Resources player. Yeah, that's just no early plays. Suppose that's pretty good. And Calyx. Can't Raven form those. Can't mill until milling more important than having a 1/1 right now. Suppose not. Oh. Okay, Patrick. We'll count that as a victory. So that's 3-1, I believe. See if Laquita Galere has more fortitude. Patrick from HR had a hard day. Okay, I suppose keeping this is fine. We can use the Maze Mind Tome, maybe the Omen Keel. Let's just scry it up. Any land we can get, so sure. Sky Scanner, and then our Omen Keel, then Sky Scanner the next turn and attack in, or just put down Cosima early, bring her back after we've got Fairy's Tutelage going. For Yorn? Sure. Is this a Kaldheim or Yorn? With the melody, it's starting to look more like Kaldheim, but could go either way, right? Got to get that tutelage down as fast as possible now. You take action to send her out. Nice. Don't see anything we want to unsummon yet. Hoping to counter things. We shall see. Oh, but then again, that gives us a play. Decline. Oh. Okay, I'm used to using her as a commander, and when you're using her as a commander and you send her out, you hit decline. We can't use that yet. We need land. And so I was in the decline mode for putting her on into the commander spot. That was the last mono blue deck I was playing yesterday. Okay. Oh, I like all this. I don't want to get rid of anything. Do we ever play Essence Scatter in this situation? I hope. Ugh, how do I get rid of that? Don't like this at all. Just going to throw this out now. Hope for a land. Should have scryed. What a waste. 4 scries with the Maze Mind Tome. When I need to be drawing. No value. Still 3 away from Ugin. Looks like it'll come out at some point, though. Both really high life totals. And again, maybe not. Gotta find a new win condition. Thank you very much. Okay, let's try this again. It's really the only play I think available. I was gonna hit Ashiok with the Sky Scanner, but that Uro I just need to chump. Find an answer as soon as possible. I mean, this deck has a hard time with big creatures, though. I think the best we're going to be able to do is return it to his hand, counter it, or chump with Inga. I mean, whatever it is, just the return. It's just awful. Maybe save it for a little bit. Could go there. Could triple block with Inga. Next turn, I suppose that's the play. At least draw a few cards. Put some counters on Ominous Seas. They are going to get up to 7 fast. Much faster than we're going to be able to deal with it. I doubt that drawing this much land that quickly is going to happen. Though with Inga coming out, we'll be able to scry and then draw 3 cards. So maybe. He's got a big turn next turn, so we're just going to have to chump all this away. Just really scry hard for the land for Ugin. Nope. Oh, that's rough. 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts us at 7 to cast. 6, 7. Maybe that's an okay alternate play. It's just not big enough. Like if we don't, I mean, and again, 3 turns from now is the best we can do on Ugin. This gives us 2 turns and then an turn from now. There's just no way. You got us, Yorn. Okay. There's no way out of this. We've seen our future. So that's 3-2 or 2-2, depending on how you want to count it. I did not read the person's name. Is this the same Yorn? Well, I'm working on a Yorn deck, so I do want to see more of them. I really don't like this, but it does have some of the pieces that we want. It just doesn't lead anywhere right away. It's got some potential with a disdainful stroke on a wave break hippocamp, so it's possible. Bubble snare there, Yorn if they put it out. Were we against Fat Man? I didn't even read the name last time. Maybe this is a chance to redeem. We'll call it that either way because it's still Yorn. I'm not going to bubble snare you. I'm not going to be able to disdainful stroke, so let's go. Suppose I like putting the bubble snare out this turn, but let's let him tap it first, then we can disdainful stroke and bubble snare next turn. Give him one big turn, it doesn't matter, it would have happened anyway. That's the dream right there. Sentient Spirit off of Yorn with the Boreal Outrider up. The only good thing about this is that we're locking down Yorn as Yorn, and he's not going to be able to keep bringing back Priest of Haunted Edge or something like that. The bad thing is this comes in as a 4/4 or a 5/5 flyer next turn. And probably just kills the Wave Break Hippocamp with the Priest. Damage. Wow. I wish my Yorn deck was working like this. I can't seem to get a break with it. Hasn't even casted anything. It's 4 more yet for the disdainful stroke, so leaving that open doesn't feel right. He's only got 1 card in hand. We need to slow him down, so I suppose Gadwick, and then what? And nothing. Let's see. Kill the Boreal Outrider. He probably won't attack with it. Stolen by Faith with a... Yeah, that seems right. Stolen by Faith for the Ascendant Spirit. It only gives us one, but it resets it. Maybe can counter it. If we live long enough, this is +2, so 7, 8 damage. We can only do it once. He wants to... Oh, no. Why don't I get hands like this? Yeah, he just puts it back down. We don't get to cancel it. So that's game. Well, even's not bad. 2 to 2 or 3 to 3, depending on how you count it. Especially for someone like our current wonderful, wonderful little commander. I'm not sure she was meant to be a commander, but she can't help that. Unfortunately, it's just one. But on the plus side, we can kill the driver as it comes down and probably, let's see, did we get to, no, probably not kill 3 creatures. It would be nice to draw those 3 cards and try to get into something. I mean, the lockdown isn't impossible right here, but it's still pretty unlikely, right? Okay. I like those cards. I'll take them back. Cast that Necromancer, please. Wish I saw what he put back in his deck. Oh, you're actually using your Avalanche Collar. Okay. One more, please. Thank you. Very good. Okay. Not that this helps us a lot, but it's a start. Can I have Ugin, please? Got the Stolen by Fae back. Let's see, we can Gadwick for 2 and hold Disdainful Stroke. Give us a blocker for the 2/4, but not the 4/4 that's coming in. Suppose putting that back in hand isn't the worst idea. Having 2 blockers. Could just slap Gadwick down. No, this saves us for the next turn. No, it doesn't. Okay. Okay, you win. We tried. I just hate quitting games. I like to see how they play out, especially this is a deck that I'm building, so why not, right? Yes, yes. Come in for 20. So impressed. It's probably good strategy to just destroy your opponent like that. I don't mean anything. If you want to activate every possible thing, underestimating an opponent has gotten me killed before, so just go for it. Okay, so for the wrap-up, so it was Inga Rune-Eyes. You know, it's a blue deck. I'm not sure that she's everything that's going on in it. You know, usually a commander is going to have more impact, but what I was trying to do here was make it to where it, as much as possible, used her to the fullest effect. And I think this deck does a pretty good job with that. We've got lots of 1/1s and tokens to chump block with her, along with her, and draw cards to make a nice comeback on the next turn. Got a couple different ways to mill their deck out. Just put the pile, take their pile and put it in their graveyard. So it often works. Getting 2 fairies tutelage early in the game, or even the crab, as you saw, did quite a bit on its own. So often there are games where you get both of those and it's just over. On the other side, you know, most of this is going to be draw cards, ramp up, make some creatures that we can draw more cards with as she dies. And then on the other side, we've got big threats. Often, you know, again, often our big threats are from the card draw. But still, we didn't get to see the sharks come out, but they do a pretty good job with stuff like Alrund's Epiphany, Into the Story, Kiora, and then all the little things here to make the smaller sharks work pretty well, because we have a high rate of card draw, and those have great synergy. Ugin saves the day quite a bit in this deck. You know, blue doesn't get a board wipe, so he feels like an auto-include in a lot of decks, and this is no exception. Icebreaker Kraken isn't used in every deck. I understand. If you have something that you prefer, then that's fine. But I find that it's not a bad answer. Plus, when you have Frost Augur out, this deck doesn't have a lot of snow. But looking at it like this, you'll see that over 1/3 of the cards in it are snow. So even a 1 in 3 chance of drawing a card, getting your land drops, is pretty good. So leave it out if you want, but we're really trying to do things like, you know, Cosima, make sure we hit our land drops for the upper end of the deck. Even if nothing else, we just see what the next card is coming, and that can be often really helpful at shaping what kind of turn we want to play. So if you want to try kind of a different type of commander, one of the least utilized commanders out there, please help me figure out what did I miss? How can we make this Inga Rune-Eyes the best she can possibly be? And as you're doing it, good luck and have fun.